Day one is over. On to match day two. The Premier League kicked off last weekend and some interesting results came our way. First goal for Antoine Selom Semenyo and Kudus Mohammed set a new record. What will happen this weekend? I'm here to discuss it with my good friend here. Welcome, guys, to the channel.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having us. It's Friday.
Yeah.
Friday and 2 Biafo.
We'll take some of the fixtures and talk about them, but as usual, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Click on that notification bell to get more updates. We'll start off from the early kickoff on Saturday. Manchester United versus Brighton. This fixture was a sour one for United fans. Gijo, where do you think it was going this time?
Oh, clearly you can see the new coach for Brighton has really done a tremendous job.
Yeah.
They are currently leading the Premier League table. Fantastic game against
Early days yet.
but you know, Brighton is known for the system in which they play. You know, when we saw it under Potter, we saw it under Dizebi.
Yeah.
The system is still there. The structure and everything about that football club is just amazing. Anyone who comes in, they play the same style of play, if not the same, but similar. To what they and the kind of players they go in for. It's just sad that our very own Ibrahim Osman will not be part of such a great team. But with the likes of Minta, which is a Gambian international, and also Mitoma, they have a very good. That's one of the best wing play I've seen in the first round of the Premier League we saw last weekend. You know, you saw Mitoma from the other side, you saw Minta from the other. Brilliant wing play there. And I think Hassela has done a great job. It will be a tough one for United, honestly. I think it's Brighton will win in the game on Saturday.
Wow.
Yeah.
Delali. Brighton United. Who's winning?
Brighton should win. If you look at both teams and how they played in their opening fixture, you could clearly tell the better side. United struggled. They even got a goal or a victory in the last minutes, even when they played.
Doesn't really count who's
Yeah, it does. It does. It based on it shows your readiness.
Football isn't logic though.
That's why. How many countries in Africa have won the World Cup? You have to be good to be able to.
So you think United lost?
I think United will not.
United losses, Edward.
I mean, when it comes to prediction involving Manchester United, I think it's quite easy to predict because always they are not going to give you any good game, and they've been very consistent with that.
Consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you watch their first game against Fulham, you would not be, impressed at all.
Yeah.
They got Malam Goa.
I said Malam
It was
Goa.
completely Malam Goa. And coming up against Brighton, as you've all said, they play with some sort of system. They understand each other and the likes. But I feel that a time will come that Brighton will struggle. So in the game, because of one experience, because of the fact that they have a new coach, new system, and all that. The point is that if Brighton plays well against Everton, it is Everton for Christ's sake. Everton is not good enough. I've said it. They are going to be relegated this
Again.
season. I don't think they have the antidote again to remain in this game, in this season. So for me, it's a win or draw for Manchester United. I don't see Brighton winning that game.
Interesting. We'll move on to our next fixture. Arsenal versus Aston Villa. These two fixtures last season basically decided the title in favor of Manchester City.
Yeah.
If you look at the grand scheme of things and looking at how the points were lost, this fixture is where Arsenal lost the title. Edward, can Partey and the boys get it right this time?
Extremely difficult. See, one of the most difficult sides to play against is Aston Villa. not just because
Unai Emery.
absolutely.
So why didn't it work at Arsenal? For him.
That's
That's a conversation for later.
some coaches are just like that. You never understand. But he's so good. Against
drilled.
West Ham, yeah. You saw the substitution that he made in the second half. Fantastic. And how he got the win was amazing. For me, he's probably one of the best coaches, top 3 for me. In the Premier League.
As
And
now,
so, yes.
top
And so
3 should
if
be
you
there.
want to play against him, it's always going to be difficult. Pau Torres and all the guys in there, Telemans. See, it's going to be very, very difficult again for Arsenal. And if they drop points against Aston Villa, I would not be shocked. But what will happen is that they would want to correct their wrongs, and that's where the pressure will come in here. Because you want to win this, you want
Aston
to make a
Villa
statement that
have
these
nothing
people-
to prove.
Absolutely. So I mean, the pressure will be so high for Arteta and his guys. I tip Aston Villa to get something that way.
So a draw, possibly.
Yeah.
Tough match, obviously, because even last season when Arsenal were a bit going neck to neck, and they knew their stance when they played against Aston Villa, they lost. They lost to both home and away to Aston Villa, which was a very tough moment for them. Now the circumstances are a bit different because they are starting the season now, second game, and also Arsenal themselves wants to win the league. It looks like now they have a feeling within themselves that this is our time, and that also means that every single game is important for you because you don't know where City will drop points. You don't even know whether City are going to drop points.
Yeah.
So you always have to make sure that you win
You have
every
to
game.
take advantage of her risk.
Exactly. Unfortunately for Arsenal, they are playing a very good team in the early days of the season. Most of the times, coaches are, in as much as they know their team, when the season starts, the players are not playing at their 100%.
They are warming into the
season. So when you come up against a very tough opponent, the game becomes a bit more close. So I think it will be a bit more close than what we saw. You won't see a lot of goals. Both coaches will be a bit more careful. Unfortunately for Arsenal, they have more points to prove, as you said, whilst Aston Villa themselves are more relaxed because they also have Europe to play, and they just have to maintain their form last season. That's no pressure on them. If Arsenal can keep their head down and play, because now too they have every player available, and that's the advantage they have. Every player, Thomas is there, Gundogan. Basically, Arsenal themselves have every player available, and this results will also prove to us that whether indeed Arsenal themselves are ready to compete for the title.
Gijo, will Arsenal win? Will they correct the wrongs?
I want Arsenal to win. Honestly, I think Arsenal deserve this Premier League title. They've been working hard since the past 2 seasons. But I think looking at Aston Villa, they've really done a tremendous job. Unai Emery has been fantastic this season, and with that midfield, with the addition of Amadou Onana, if you watch the game against West Ham, he was the main difference. He got that goal early on in the game. He was like formidable for them in that mid. And that is where I think the problem will be for us now, because in that middle, I don't think Thomas Partey has been the Thomas Partey we know. He started against on the weekend, but he couldn't get the best of. I didn't see the Thomas Partey
you know.
Yeah, and I think moving forward, I think bringing in Merino from Real Sociedad would be a great addition for us now going into this season for the title charge. But I think this game against you a tough. My draw will be what I expect from teams. Yeah.
We'll touch on the Blues, Chelsea versus Wolves, Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Chelsea. The Blues are chopping and changing. Raheem Sterling, Ben Chilwell. What's up with the Blues? Let me start with the Blues fan, Delali. What's happening this weekend? Are you righting the wrongs of last weekend?
I don't know what they are doing there. But we just pretend like we know. I think, like, on a more serious note, I think it didn't start well. Obviously, Chelsea were never going to beat Manchester City.
But you guys were
that one there. The coach say he go lose, but he put the players for there. So I think the first game, obviously, they were expecting to lose, and I think it wouldn't affect against Wolves. It's an away game. Wolves themselves, they are not really a very strong side now in the English Premier League. Chelsea cannot lose 2 games on the road, and I think that would help them to beat Wolves.
And then with the Conference League win,
win 2 as well will also help them. So I think
3 points for Chelsea versus Wolves.
I hope they would recover well.
I'm as confused as the coach.
What are they doing?
And his
42. He said he has 20 to work with. The others, it's not his business.
No, so apparently they have over 40 players in camp. So they've split. So they have 2 the 21
Chelsea Pioneer
approved by the coach.
That one
training with the coach, and the other 20
somewhere doing their thing.
If they are there, then the one day they will say, okay, player.
So I mean they are confused.
Yeah.
And is understandable, because if you recruit a lot of players, it will take a long time for them to come together. And so I think that in terms of quality of the players, they have, but it will take time for them to. So against Wolves look like a better team as in terms of togetherness, unity, and all that, and that's going to be positive for them. If Chelsea wouldn't take it easy, Wolves can really surprise them.
Okay, what do you think?
It's going to be a tough one, the Melanie. I think last season they didn't do well. When Chelsea traveled to Molyneux, it was very difficult for them. And I think it will repeat itself again. Honestly, Chelsea's on the side. You watched them yesterday, right?
Yeah, I watched them.
You see the chances they missed.
McGee
and the likes.
Chelsea's problem is the goal.
No, it was just horrible. And I think it will take time for Enzo Maresca to get things going with this Chelsea team. And I think he's doing the right thing, honestly. You didn't try
sugarcoat or play with say things as they are, because
if you don't go with that kind of attitude, you can't get things done at this moment. I think Todd Boehly has made a huge mess of this club now, and he's going to regret it, honestly, because signing players, even some of the players, the coach is not even
aware of them.
Yeah, you get it. He was earlier on.
He signs them on long contracts.
Very good.
What are they trying to do?
No, okay, so just a quick, like, with the Chelsea move. So Chelsea and Abramovich had fewer players, but high wage bill. Like what Barcelona.
So they had a loan system running.
So Chelsea had, let's say 25 players, but their salary was more than the 40 players that Todd Boehly has now. Fortunately for Abramovich, he be dusted man. So you know they care. If you come, he go pay you. He go for one day pay you your 3-year salary. But now Todd Boehly them they don't get that resources. And that's why they if you look at what they did, they got rid of a lot of Chelsea players that were on high wages. And the new players that they brought them on long term with lower wages, but attached to performance clauses. So the number of matches you play, the performance you put up, increases your salary. So you can be a Chelsea player. Your base salary will be, let's say, $50,000 or £50 a week. You can be on that salary until you continue play for Chelsea. That salary doesn't increase. So at this point, Chelsea have a lot of players, but the wage bill is
some of these players even playing.
That one day. So now, what if good? And I think and also just like signing big players. There are so many players that Barcelona signed on huge salary that they work.
Yeah,
you get it. So me as a fan, I want the team to win. I don't care the number of players you are signing. Just win the game. For the owners, it's up to them to make financial decisions based on the wage bill. You go fit talk say okay that one there. But if I work like the results for
last you forget results.
That be what they talk about. last if you sign 100 players, which assuming Chelsea have 100 players and we're winning the league.
No one will care.
No, but it will be a new model for running football in this modern world. Yeah. But once the results know they show.
Just to touch on what you are saying, you know that Abramovich had the same, many players.
Good.
But he was just, sending them on loan.
That one is good.
Really
cared because they were winning matches.
They were winning trophies. That was it. So I think those are the top fixtures lined up. I'll just brush through some of the Ghanaian players involved. Bournemouth will take on Newcastle. Hopefully
Leicester City
another one for Antoine Semenyo to
get definitely. I think Leicester City plays Fulham.
Leicester City will be playing Fulham. We'll see Abdul Fattah Issaquah again. What did you make of him on his debut? He really impressed. I think
he was very amazing. For me, he was Leicester's best.
I think he should be man of the match in the game.
But Vardy was.
Vardy got it because of the goal and everything. I think Crystal Palace was West Ham. Kudus Mohammed. Hopefully they get a win.
It's going to be a tough game.
Yeah. Both teams lost in their first game.
Yeah.
And Crystal Palace and the new manager.
West Ham, they are playing their actual competitors.
Yes.
Aston Villa and Crystal Palace.
Tough game. Tough game.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Let us know your predictions in the comments box there. We'll be talking about the Premier League fixtures this weekend. Chelsea, Manchester United. We touched on Ghanaian players in action over the weekend. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great weekend.